automatic reporting. So you can do it weekly, bi-weekly, or monthly, or whatever, or like even if you want to do it daily, you can do it daily. And right now, with the trend in deliverability, is super important in order to get good results that you're on top of the game, right? And with this flow that I'm going to explain you, actually, you can accomplish that. And then in the second video after this one, you are going to see as well how we're going to do automatic dashboard reporting for this. So what we're going to use for this, we're going to use tool called Mailreach, which is basically for testing inboxes to see which ones goes to inboxes, which one goes to spam, and which one goes missing. Then we're going to use Smartlead to set up campaigns. I know this is not the best, but since probably if you're watching this video is because you are using Smartlead, that's probably you saw it in the Smartlead channel, the Smartlead Slack channel. And if you have all your information there, this is gonna be the easiest way to think. So you can always do like code and Python around it to do it like more efficiently and lean. But since this is not an advanced guide, we're gonna do it like the basic guide, and as well, we're gonna take advantage that you have everything on Smartlead. So the third tool we're gonna use is Google Sheets, and I said this at the beginning, but afterwards I created the interface dashboard in Airtable. So probably you would like to migrate all your inboxes accounts as well to Airtable. Right now I have it divided in, the interface will be in Airtable, and the data of the test in Airtable, and then all the emails in Sheets. But probably you would like to put everything together in Airtable. And the fourth one that I think I didn't mention yet is make.com. So let's start with the price. How much is this gonna cost us? So if we go to the website and see what is the pricing for Mailreach, you see that you get approximately like 2,000 credits for $160 per month. This is obviously we're buying in bulk, so we're going for the higher. So I mean, like if you buy a little bit less, then it's gonna be like 50 cents or whatever. But like this, you can get a little bit of insights how much the price is gonna be. So we have 8 cents. Then we have the operations per inbox to run the test is 15 operations. So that's like 1.5 cents in make, which is literally nothing. And let's say, for example, you have 300 inboxes and you want to test them all. That's going to be these numbers multiplied by 300, and that's going to be approximately $30 to run the test. So that's for you to know more or less how much it's gonna cost. So with that said, let's go into the testing and show me how it goes. But first, before we go into the flow, this is the Excel that I'm using, and ID and ID. So then you have a name, you have from email, you have username, password, blah, blah. So like basically all the info. And then I've got like some columns here, which I am updating as I'm doing it. So basically I've got this account here, and this is because I was creating them from scratch. But if you're listing them, I will explain later, you will get them here as well. So this is basically the email account ID in Smartlead. Then whether the test has been completed or not, because when it has completed, it will go to the next one. So obviously, if you add a new row here, it will be always no. Then here, it will automatically put the ID of Mailreach, so we can use it afterwards in the next video to retrieve the results. And this is whether it's in Airtable or not for the reporting. And this you will understand in the second video after this one. So once we have all that clear, we basically, what we do here, we just put the Smartlead API key, and that key we are going to use all around the flow. So basically, all of the HTTP requests here that you see here, besides this one, is going to be to create the campaign in Smartlead, and it's going to be one campaign per inbox. So we get all the emails, and we're getting all the emails from here with all the password and all that. Like I said before, normally you wouldn't have like the latest information, so you probably won't want to have another scenario where you're synchronizing that Excel sheet with your Smartlead, and then you will always have it up to date, and that you can do it in a different flow. run it like once per week or once every 10 days, depending on what you're gonna do with that data. And then when you have it up to date, then this Excel, when we're doing the campaigns, you will have always the latest information. So then basically what we're doing, we're creating the campaign. So I was creating the accounts in Smartlead because I didn't have them, but probably in your case, you already have them created in Smartlead. Then we create the spam test within Mailreach, and we use this endpoint for this. So basically, we put here content type, application JSON, the API key, and this, we put this seed list double point one. And with this, you will already get a ID code from Mailreach that you can use afterwards to fetch that campaign. And as well, you need that code to create the campaign in Smartlead. And you will get as well all the emails that you need to send emails to. So then we leave it sleep for 10 seconds, just not to hit API rate limits. Then we iterate all the results we get in the spam test, and thus to create our JSON of email and first name that we will use afterwards when we're creating the campaign. So once we have that, we start creating the campaign. Basically, we just create the campaign with the API key, and then we put the name and whatever you want to call it, and then you put the email there that you want. And then we add the leads to the campaign. And remember, we created here the JSON with the lead list that we need for Mailreach. So basically, you plug in here the JSON, so lead list, then you enable these settings however you want it. It's important you put this to false, so because probably there's going to be like duplicates in Mailreach, so just put this to false, and then we put here the JSON string, and we use this endpoint, so the campaign ID that we just created and the API key. So that will automatically add the list to the campaign. Then we will sleep not to hit API rate limits. Then we schedule the campaign. So basically what I'm doing here, I'm putting the campaign every day of the week and every hour, so it finishes as soon as it can. Basically, I'm putting like 10 minutes between emails and 40 lists per day, and that should finish pretty fast. Then we just adjust the general settings. So because we are testing 100% deliverability, we want plain text. We don't want to track emails, open rates, or anything like that. So that's what we're doing here. We sleep, then we put the sequences. Obviously, it's only going to be one sequence, and the plain text is going to be as easy as possible, right? So we are putting just basically Mark meeting today, and as a copy, hey Mark, just wanted to confirm we are still up for the meeting later today. So like there should be literally no reason for Gmail or Outlook or anybody to flag this email. So this is why we are using like this super simple copy that is never, like if your inbox are healthy, it should never flag them as spam. And then here we are putting the public ID from Mailreach, so they can basically track that email is yours. And then we add the email that we want to test to the campaign, so that ID, and we are getting this from the ID here. Super easy, and the API key, and yeah. So sorry, this is that ID is from the campaign. This is the API key, and then here is the ID of the account we want to add. And then basically we change the campaign to active, and as soon as this is changed to active by putting status start, it will start, and it will take approximately. So it depends how many you're doing. Normally, what I do 40 by 40 here, or 50. So because otherwise the cycle time for make is gonna take a lot more than 45 minutes if you're in the pro plan. So if you have a higher plan, then it's not a problem because you have more than 45 minutes execution time, and then you should have no blockers. So yeah, just take that into account. And then we basically update the Excel where we put here whether it was complete. We put here the ID that Mailreach provided, so we can pull that data afterwards, and whether this is interval no, so this we're not going to update yet. And yeah, that's all. With that, after one day approximately, or not even one day, maybe like 3-4 hours, all the testing should be finished. And then in the second video, I'm going to show you how you can pull that request. Normally what I do, I pull the data 2 days after, and that way I really make sure that the campaigns has been finished.